Welcome, everybody, to another segment here on our broadcast. And wow, President Trump, no low energy there. I don't know if he's on man's edge or what, but he's on edge, that's for sure. And now the United States has captured a Venezuelan tanker. And he sent the U.S. troops in by helicopter, dropped them in there, and they have seized this tanker from Venezuela. So it's on, guys. It is starting to heat up. Trump then threatened also the leader of Colombia. So we just need to keep our eyes open, pray for our troops, pray for all our guys, because this thing is getting very, very intense. And speaking of intense, I want to bring a guy on to help me out here who really knows what it means to be intense and how to get there. And that is Ron Oliver. Ron, great to have you on the broadcast.
Thank you, sir. How are you today, Pastor?
I tell you, I feel great, and I'm excited to have you on. I mean, we talked last month, but you've got a great testimony for the Lord, and also you not only know Roy Jones Jr., but you helped train him. I mean, are you serious?
Health and fitness, primarily. I certainly don't know how to teach him how to box.
Right, I understand that.
Yeah.
Anyway, folks, let me just say today we're going to talk about something very essential, and that's taking control of your health and well-being. Matter of fact, no matter who you are or what stage of life you're in, like me, 60, almost 64, it's easy to put your health on the back burner while you focus on your work and your family and everything else you do. Guys, we got to take care of ourselves. We got to get
absolutely
completely as strong, as healthy as we can. And so here we are with neutronicsLabs.com, and Ron Oliver's here. You can see the link below. You can click on the link below. It'll take you right to the website, neutronicsLabs.com, Roy Jones Jr., and use the promo code Roy Jones Jr. So, Ron, talk to me a little bit. When did you realize that you wanted to really get control of your health? Is that something you've done your whole life?
My whole life, brother. Right from the beginning, I had parents that were very health conscious. We lived in nature. We had our own little family farm. Everything was grown from scratch. We had our own chickens. Our neighbor had the cow. So I was eating like ancient man, drinking water from an artesian well, right off the mountain stream, underground water.
Wow.
It was awesome. That's how I lived my whole life. Then when I was 22, I moved to the big city of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And I realized that I hated construction. It's feast or famine. It's either too hot or too cold.
Yep.
So I decided I was going to go after my passion, which was health and fitness. And I got a job at Gold's Gym, which is the big Mecca gym in the day.
Yep.
Back when I was 22 years old. And then for 2 years, I worked there as a fitness consultant and trainer, and quickly realized why there's such poor health in the world. Because the contrast between how I was raised with drinking and eating and no drugs, no vaccines, nothing, and then what everybody else is drinking and eating and going off and taking prescription drugs. And I began to research the side effects of drugs from my clients. When the first 2 years, Pastor, I worked with 800 people.
Wow.
80% of them were on prescription drugs for life.
See, that's
So I realized there was a problem. This doesn't make sense to me. So
yeah,
I began to...
You go there to the doctor and they gives you a prescription for whatever's wrong, but it's never to cure you. It's just always the management. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it.
Probably if they cured you, you wouldn't have to keep taking them.
You wouldn't be going back. That's right. So what did you do?
This put me on a quest. And actually, when I was 24, I became pretty horrified by how crazy it was, because when you see 800 people, sit down with them and they tell you their medical history, their health issues and their fitness goals, and 80% of them on drugs for life, I was just overwhelmed. So I got on my knees. I prayed for wisdom. I asked God to show me how to never be a victim of disease. I told him I wanted to be the healthiest man alive I could possibly be. And if he would show me, I would dedicate my life to not only getting people fit, but teach them how to get healthy.
Amen.
So that's how the whole thing started. And then fast forward till I was 28, 4 years later, I met this world-class biochemist, an amazing doctor and a scientist who at 56 years old was dying of stage 4 bowel cancer, cirrhosis of the liver. He had type 1 diabetes, arthritis, fibromyalgia. And he was given 2 weeks to live. because his liver was so shot, it had only 10% liver function. He's only 56, right? And
Yep.
I'm in my 58th year right now, so I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
So he gets on his knees. He prays to the Lord. He says, Jesus, I know you can heal me, but I'm not going to ask you to heal me. I want you to teach me how to heal my body with your medicine, because the medicine I know all about will not heal me.
Right.
And if you'll show me how to heal my body your way, I will quit being a doctor and I'll dedicate my life to healing your children. That was his prayer.
Yeah.
So he becomes my mentor for 12 years. And he taught me everything I know. And of course, I've learned more since. But I haven't been sick in 30 years because of this man that God put in my life as an answer to prayer.
You haven't been sick in 30 years?
100% the truth, brother.
Wow.
And you want to know why? Because the best book ever written on nutrition is the Bible.
Amen. Amen.
And it tells you exactly what not to eat, tells you what you should eat, and it teaches you all the principles that you're supposed to have an understanding of. But that's not being taught in our modern world. And how I know that is because all the Christians have the same disease as everybody else.
Yep. That's true.
We're supposed to be the healthiest people on earth.
That was the intent. I mean, in the even in the Old Testament, I mean, we talk about going kosher, but really, if the Christian world had followed the diet plan that God provided, we would be. I know when I go to Israel and visit, and then go there and take people on tours, those people are really. You can always tell who we are and who they are.
Of course,
tremendous difference. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So God gave us an immune system, and it's a system designed by God to make you immune. And he gave us everything we need to be healthy. But this modern man has been, marketed to, they've been advertised to, they've been led down the wrong path to, drinking toxic water, drinking toxic beverages, eating fake food, and thinking it's normal. Well, it's normal, but it's not natural. And our bodies are not going to adapt to eating poisonous things.
Toxic environment. That's what we're living in, right?
Absolutely. So we're talking about, the modern day man is so toxic. It's shocking that some people are even alive when I meet them. And what I do is I look at people's blood under the microscope. We do live blood morphology analysis. So with one tiny speck of blood, we can analyze thousands of cells, right? So we can see exactly what's going on inside of your body real time from one tiny drop of blood. So we got the environmental toxins, right? We have all the microplastics, we have the hormone disruptors, we have forever chemicals, we got parasites, we got endless number of pollutants that are disrupting our body's ability to function, right? And what happens is this causes people to have lots of fatigue and low energy because you've been poisoned. It's really simple. And this causes all kinds of problems with weight gain. Some people lose weight, they can't gain weight. Some people get fat. It can go both ways. Causes hormone imbalances. This leads to chronic stress. Life is stressful enough as it is, especially in our modern world. It's become kind of crazy out there. And the last thing you can afford to lose is your health.
Amen. Well,
because if you're not healthy in your body, you're not going to be healthy in your mind.
When you said low energy, fatigue, I mean, if that happens to you, you also are, as you said, your mind. You're not sharp. You don't have the energy. You start actually skipping things to do, events. I don't feel like going golfing. Yeah, I mean, it messes up your whole life, right? And I mean,
yes.
When you said hormonal imbalance, are you talking to testosterone or other hormones when it comes to men?
Well, men have low testosterone. They also have low growth hormone. They have low IGF-1 levels. Women have low estrogen. I've met people that are very successful people. They eat relatively healthy compared to what they know. And some of the women, they're not producing any estrogen or any testosterone whatsoever. And most men today have very low testosterone. In fact, Americans and Canadians have the lowest testosterone in the world.
It's got to be the toxic environment.
It's got a lot to do with toxicity. And it's really three major problems. Number one is a lack of cellular energy from our modern day lifestyles, a lack of, nutrition. So there's malnutrition and there's toxicity. And even the hormone receptor sites in people are plugged up. So even if I was to put a man on a phenomenal diet right now that's very anabolic and bioavailable, their body's not going to uptake the hormones because they're all clogged up.
So it has to all go together. So you gotta get the clogging out of you got to get the cholesterol has got to get down so that when the hormones kick in, the blood flow will actually flow.
Absolutely. You know about microplastics?
Yes.
Okay. 1 bottle of bottled water, 1 liter, has between 110 to 400,000 nanoparticles of microplastics. So that's not water you're drinking. You're drinking plastic with up to 65,000 chemicals. So that's not even water. That is poison passed off as water. And they're selling 50 billion bottles a year in America.
Yeah.
Yet Harvard told us in a book they wrote over 20 years ago, we should never drink bottled water. So that's one big issue.
That's huge.
Contributing to toxicity and the feminizing of men. Then you have all the plastic liners in the canned food. You got all the fake food, all this heavy processed food. You have feminizing food. And why are men and women eating the same diet when we have a totally different hormone balance that we're supposed to have, right? My wife and I eat very healthy whole foods, but we don't eat exactly the same. There's foods I don't eat that she eats that she needs for her estrogen production and vice versa.
Yeah.
But, you know, in America, this modern world, everybody eats the same. Husbands and wives eat the same food.
I mean, have you, look, have you written a book on this?
I haven't written a book yet. I just haven't had time. I've been so busy with clients, but at some point I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, what God's blessed me with as far as wisdom on this subject it's amazing. My son is 27, my oldest son. He hasn't been sick in 25 years, you know, and I raised him from 2 years old by myself, you know, and I have friends from 20 years ago. Once you understand that your body is a bioelectrical living machine, it's hormonal, it's biochemical and biogenic, and you get that in balance, you achieve what's homeostasis, the way God had you made. You were born in homeostasis. Once you get into that state, which you're supposed to be in, total balance, you're never going to get sick again.
Let me ask you about Roy Jones Jr. I used to watch him box. I mean, maybe the best boxer in the world. He was your idol, kind of, in a way.
He was my favorite boxer of all time. He's the GOAT. I mean, nobody else has been the world champion, middleweight, super middleweight, light heavyweight, and heavyweight, all the same guy. That's just amazing, right? And to me, he was just, there was nobody better than him. He was so fast, so unpredictable. He was so good at defense. He was able to just bounce around people and just drive them crazy, hitting them, and they could hardly even hit the guy. And when you meet the guy, if you look at his face, you wouldn't know he was a boxer. It doesn't look like he's been beat up like most of the guys.
Right.
And his brain still works great. I know lots of professional boxers. A lot of them, I get off the phone from talking to them and I'm sad because they got such brain damage. You know, I can call them the next day. They don't remember talking to me.
Yeah.
And these are guys I used to love watching on TV, but they have so much brain damage, you know, because they were trying to be too much of a tough guy. They were taking too many shots.
Yep. So Roy, you met Roy and you became friends, and you were involved in some of his training, or
yeah, I got to tell you what happened. So real quick, so one of the world champions I'm working with the last few years, he came to me 3 years ago, and he was a top 5 in the world heavyweight, and his name's Owen Beck. And when he was in my home base, we were doing a hardcore detox on him because he was dying, and thank God we were able to save his life. 4 doctors said he wasn't going to make it. They looked at his blood work and they all said he's going to die before Christmas. And it was December 6th, 2023.
Whoa. Okay.
So I had the chance to work with him. That was an awesome, you know, experience. And then when he was in my home, I got to meet all my favorite boxers, a ton of them on the phone, including Roy Jones Jr.
I see.
And I told him what I was going to do with Owen. I told him I was going to help Owen get well again. And I was going to actually help him reverse his age 20 years. And Roy's like, huh? You can do that? And I said, absolutely. I said, but talk is cheap. I'll call you in a year when it's done and we'll talk.
Okay.
So a year later, I called him up and I said, it's done. Talk to Owen. And he talked to Owen. He's like, wow. So we started working together.
Yeah.
On his health, because, you know, who wants to be old, right?
Right.
Aging gracefully sounds nice, but it's a dumb idea. Why would you want to age?
Right.
Right. So, you know, when it comes to our bodies, you know, everything has to be in balance, as I said. And one of the biggest things that throws us off is our hormones.
Mm.
And I am convinced that what has happened to male testosterone the last, 30, 40 years is on purpose. Like men in Canada, United States, their testosterone's tanked. Even the Chinese men have higher testosterone than Americans right now.
It's got to be by design, is what you're saying. It's
Absolutely.
by design.
Absolutely, because
Weakness as a nation.
they're feeding feminizing food to men. They're making it addictive. It's highly processed. It's just garbage. And it's well known that forever chemicals and endocrine disruptors are causing low testosterone in men. It's not unknown. This is a known fact amongst the scientific community, among very wise doctors. This is not what the public really knows about, but it's known. So, why is everybody eating this fake food and these garbage toxic beverages and drinking fake water from a plastic bottle, right? Remember when there was no such thing as bottled water?
Oh yeah. I remember.
Right? And then it came out and we were all thinking, why would anyone buy water? And now it's 50 billion bottles a year sold because it's convenient, right?
Yep.
But I'm just going to tell everybody, listen, you've been told you are what you eat, right?
Yep. That's true.
That's partially true.
Okay.
You're 75% water.
Yeah.
25% what you eat. And that really matters a lot, right? And if you're not eating right, if you're not drinking right, you're not going to have a good hormone balance. And what changes men and women more than anything with their personalities, their moods, and their ability to be a masculine man or a feminine woman is their hormones.
So so you've worked with this product, what's called Man's Edge. Okay.
Yeah.
And tell us, I mean, it boosts, it's supposedly what you're saying is it will boost your testosterone levels, enhance the blood flow, help build your muscles, boost the libido. I mean, what is this product and what's the magic that makes this work?
Well, doesn't the Bible say, do not lean on your own insight and understanding?
Yeah.
Trust God in all your ways and he will direct your steps. He will make your path straight and smooth, remove the obstacles that block your way. So I got smart enough to understand that I should pray about everything.
Amen.
Because God's a genius. He's actually a board certified know-it-all.
Absolutely.
Right. So I was literally just praying 5-6 months ago with a mentor of mine who's a very wise man of God. We were praying together. We specifically asked God to show us the best anti-aging supplements on earth and the best supplements to fix this hormone crisis in men. Specifically, within weeks of this prayer, all of a sudden, a company that's been around for 25 years comes right in front of my face on the computer. Never heard of them, Neutronics Labs.
Right.
So I'm like, huh. And I started reading some things about it. Right away, my gut's telling me I'm onto something. I phoned the company. I asked to talk to the owner and find out what's really going on here, because I'm not someone who just reads things and trusts it, right?
No, you do your homework.
I do my homework, and I was mentored by a biochemist and a formulator of natural medicine. So I have a whole bunch of questions that will disqualify about 99% of companies when I ask them, right? So I needed to know if this company's everything I need it to be. So I had the pleasure of talking to the owner. He's a phenomenal man, ex-military man, special forces, served our country. He's a war hero in my mind, 100%. Yep. Great guy, get along with him great. And then he told me why he started this company, told me all about it. I got to meet their chief, medical officer and really find out everything about it. They gave me a whole bunch of scientific data to research and analyze. So I went through all of that and I was just blown away. So immediately I got on the product. After 2 weeks on the product, I was so blown away. The first thing I did was I called Roy Jones Jr. and Owen Beck, two of my favorite clients, because they're boxers, right? I love athletes.
Right.
And I said, guys, I got something that's absolutely life-changing. You got to try it. So I got some sent to them both, and they were both blown away. Now, I know a lot about this problem because I've been helping men with low testosterone and women with their menopause and PMS for 30 years, okay? Since my mentor, the doctor, mentored me, okay?
Yep.
And normally what I have to do to help you with this problem is get you on a proper hydration protocol, get your body alkaline, detoxify your gastrointestinal tract, your liver, and your blood. It takes months to get all this done before your body will start uptaking hormones from your proper diet, right?
Okay.
Because you're all clogged up. Even your hormone receptor sites are all clogged up in men and women. So it usually takes months before I can actually start addressing the problem you have with your hormones.
Do you keep testing the blood of your clients as you go?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. we monitor the blood as we go, so we know how we're, getting along with the program.
Yep.
And then now what's unique about Neutronics Labs is they have found God's absolute number one source of the ingredients we need to solve this problem, this, men's testosterone crisis in the world. And it comes from the, New Zealand red deer. And I recommend anyone Google the Australian red deer and check this thing out. It's a monster of a deer, and it's got a rack on him that's just gigantic. And this deer grows this massive rack in 90 days.
Wow.
We're talking like a 30-point rack. It's huge. It looks like there's a tree growing off the head of this thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So then what they do is they, this is all done humanely with veterinarians and everything like that. And it's a beautiful farm where they're running wild, but they can't be hunted. They can't be killed by predators.
Oh, so the deer,
they just cut the clip. They just cut the tip off. Okay. And
now,
while this is still alive,
are these deer being fed a certain,
well, they're just eating beautiful wild grass in New Zealand.
Okay. So they cut about that much off.
So they cut a little bit. They cut the tips off immediately while it's still living, which is the key. Remember, nothing dead can support life.
I see.
They vacuum out these incredible ingredients that are in the basically the bone marrow of the antler, which they call antler velvet. It's immediately cold pressed, so it doesn't denature these incredible compounds and ingredients. And then it's freeze dried. Okay. And third party tested, it's proven to be free of steroids. There's no drugs, no chemicals in it whatsoever like that. And it's 98% bioavailable. This is unheard of. So you put it under your tongue, it bypasses the whole digestive system, goes straight into your bloodstream. You start getting immediate results with your hormone issues. It's incredible. I've never seen anything like it. And I, being 58, I have done a lot of research on maintaining high levels of natural hormones in my body, because I refuse to do TRT and growth hormone and all these things that are promoted on the biggest podcast in the world. And most people are taking all these drugs, right? Because they have horrible side effects. And I don't think that a man's ever going to make something better than God did. So I'm going to stick with God's way. I'm not going to go to man's foolish ways, because they have a price to pay. It's called, short-term gain, long-term pain.
Yeah.
And all of the men in the world doing TRT and other steroids and growth hormone, the synthetic man-made garbage, it's actually shrinking the man's testicles. So if that's not a sign something's wrong, I don't know what is, right?
Yep.
Now, what's fascinating is, and I've never heard of this in my life, I started getting all my male clients on. I got over 20 guys on it right now, the products. I've only been on them for 3.5 months, maybe almost 4 now.
What, this right here, this Man's Edge?
Yeah, I'm on the Man's Edge. It's unbelievably powerful. I'm on the Man's Edge right here, okay?
Right.
And I'm also doing the IGF-1 with Long Jack in it.
Okay.
That combination is really powerful. And I'm also, because I'm a radical guy, I'm a very intense individual. I train like an animal in the gym. So I'm on the 600,000 IGF-1 as well. That's the stack. It's the ultimate stack for Jimmy and the twins, if I can say that out loud.
Wow.
And blows me away. Now, what's the craziest thing? Now, back to the steroids that most people think is okay. Like, they call it TRT, testosterone replacement therapy. That's what basically everybody's being told to do, right? To solve this testosterone problem. But I encourage everyone to do their research and discover the side effects of that. You don't want those side effects. It's a very long list of very destructive side effects. And this is being passed passed off as a anti-aging drug. So
this right here would be considered an alternative to the main.
Way better than TRT.
Yeah, TRT.
Way better.
Which is pharmaceutically driven.
100%.
And this has been proven by a doctor and the lab who are working to do this from God's perspective and the natural. And the tip of those, the velvet tip of the end of those antlers of those deer, which are growing, the cells have to be very accelerating to grow like that.
Absolutely. Got all the growth factors in there.
Will this thing go into our blood system, or does it go into the...
it goes directly into your blood system.
Okay.
Within seconds. Like, I felt my first dose, Pastor.
You felt it?
My first dose, I was sitting right here, put it under my tongue. I sat here, closed my eyes, and I was like, wow. I'm already feeling it. It
Was
in
it a
seconds.
supercharge? What did it do? I mean, did you?
I just had this rush go over my whole body. And that day I did a workout and I already had a better pump than before.
Wow.
And after 2 weeks, I was so blown away. Normally I would test things on myself for at least a month or two before I recommend it to my clients. But because of the bioavailability and how fast it was affecting me in positive ways, I couldn't wait to tell these guys about it. I had to just tell them. I was already more than convinced. Plus, there's no side effects whatsoever. It's completely natural.
Yeah, that's the key.
That's the key. Now, my first month, I put on over 10 pounds of lean muscle mass and bone density. It blew my mind.
Not doing anything. Your diet.
I didn't change my diet. Didn't change my workouts.
Yeah.
I changed nothing. No other supplements. Just this stack right here. All I did was take these 3 products.
10 pounds of muscle and bone density.
Yeah. It was blowing my mind. And that's when I started, probably bugging the heck out of the owner, Rick. I'm calling the guy constantly saying, man, your products are absolutely mind-blowing. I want to help you promote this product. How are you promoting this product? Well, we're doing podcasts. I'll go on podcasts for you. I volunteer to go on podcasts for you.
That's
I believe
huge.
in this so much. I believe every man over 20 years old in America and Canada needs to get on this product because it's going to change their life. I have text messages, Pastor, from all my clients. Many of them are saying things like this. Ron, thank you so much for sending me this stuff. It's making me feel like a man again.
I can't wait to, I can't wait to get mine. I want to know, because I mean, I've lost 64 pounds over the last year. Okay.
Congratulations.
And got my cholesterol back to normal, sugar levels back to normal.
Yeah.
Feeling better. But I'm almost 64. I need, there's no doubt that I need a boost in the testosterone and in the hormone area of my life. If I was to get a boost to go with after getting healthy,
yeah,
I might be a new man.
I'm telling you right now, hormones affect men and women profoundly. Think about how much a woman can get messed up having a period or menopause. It can absolutely ruin her day, ruin her week. She's beside herself. She doesn't know what's going on. She's crying for no reason. She's angry for no reason. That's hormones.
Yeah.
It just happens, right? Yep. Now you can think about men who do steroids. Everybody's heard about roid rage.
Yeah, that's
okay. And this guy's a bodybuilder or he's a world champion boxer or who knows what. He's on steroids and he beats the living tar out of his own wife because he's out of control like an animal on these drugs, right? Yep. There's no side effects like this with these products. They don't make you aggressive. They just make you aggressive in the gym. Wow. So you can go next level intensity. And, back to the testosterone crisis in America, okay? The average 20-year-old today in America has the same level of testosterone as their grandfather in his 60s 30 years ago.
That's terrible. That
is horrific.
That's terrible.
So men are like a quarter or a third, maybe a half of the man they should be right now. And I think this is a massive problem. And they're trying to suggest this is toxic masculinity to be masculine. It's God's plan.
Right.
I'm supposed to be masculine. I'm supposed to be a protector of my wife and children.
Yep.
Right? So are you.
Yes.
I'm supposed to be a mighty man. I'm supposed to be a warrior. I'm not supposed to be wimpy.
Nope.
And now you cannot be a mighty man if you have low testosterone. I don't care who you are. Don't matter how good you are. Don't matter how much faith you have, how loving you are. If you have low testosterone, you're not anywhere near the man you're supposed to be. That's why God made men with high testosterone.
And it's not just only Roy Jones Jr. that you're working with. I understand Frank Stallone, Mario Lopez. Some of these guys are all
Neutronics Labs. Yeah, they have a long history, 25 years of working with all kinds of incredible, famous people, and many people we can't even mention, right? Because of confidentiality. But way bigger names than that. Just can't mention it. But what I want to say is, listen, this is really amazing. Like Roy Jones Jr., my all-time favorite boxer.
Yep.
And I even love him more now that I got to know him because he's a humble man and he gives all the credit to God for his success.
Praise God.
He's not arrogant at all about it. He totally believes in God. And 2 years before I got him as a client, Pastor, God told me when I was praying that Roy Jones Jr. was going to become my client. And I'm like, what? Roy Jones Jr. is going to become my client? Are you kidding me? 2 years later, he became my client. And after getting Roy on board as a client and working with him, we became friends. We've had many phenomenal conversations. And I said to him, I says, listen, I'm getting on board big time with Neutronics Labs because I'm tired of seeing men going down the toilet with their masculinity.
Right.
And I want to do something about it. So I'm going to join up with Neutronics Labs because they have the ultimate solution. And I said, I would love to bring you on board with me as a brand ambassador to help me. Let's save America 2 at a time.
No doubt. Folks, you see the link there below. Go to neutronixlabs.com/Roy Jones Jr. Use the promo code Roy Jones Jr. Click on it right now. Go and find out Man's Edge. And there's 2 really that you highly recommend. It's the Man's Edge and the Long Jack, right? Is it?
Absolutely. Right now, there's an amazing deal on this right now for everybody. If they put in the code, they're going to get, what they're going to get is a, they put in their code Roy Jones, they're going to get 10% off their first order, but they're going to get a free 300,000 IGF-1 and a free sleep with 1 bottle of Man's Edge, which is a crazy deal. They're obviously losing money. There's no way they're making money on that.
What are those products that they're going to get free?
Well, they're going to get a free 300K of the IGF-1 and a free sleep miracle. This sleep miracle is amazing. The owner himself, being ex-military, you know, is suffering from trouble sleeping like most of our military guys, right?
Yeah.
Because they go off the war, they see horrific things.
Yeah.
They come back, they're tormented, they're trying to sleep. And one of my dear friends, Owen Beck, also, you know, he was a Navy SEAL, right? So this guy has not slept well in his whole life since war. And I sent him a bottle of the stuff, the sleep miracle, and he slept so good. He was shocked. He slept like a baby all night long. I said, how deep did you sleep? He goes, if I slept any better, I think I would have been dead. He woke up feeling amazing, not sleepy at all. The best sleep he've ever had in his life was taking this product. I use it myself personally because I recently had a baby with my wife. We have a baby who's almost 6 months old, and this little guy's been cutting into our sleep. And this stuff has been saving my butt here because it's been giving me a much deeper sleep. So I'm getting away with being so sleep deprived because he's waking up. You know how they are, right?
Oh, I know. I got
waking up, eating all the time. Now he's teething a little bit, and so he's cutting into my beauty sleep.
But this product here helps you sleep better.
Absolutely. Anyone with a sleeping problem needs to try this product. It'll blow them away. And it's natural. It's not addictive. It won't do any harm. I won't get behind any products that aren't completely natural and without side effects, right?
So you get these for free if you order the Man's Edge and the Long Jack.
Yeah, you can't lose.
And use the promo code. So go to neutronixlabs.com/Roy Jones Jr. Promo code Roy Jones Jr. You can't miss it. You can't miss it. And why not get the 10% and the free product to help you sleep?
Absolutely.
There's a ton of people who have sleep problems, insomnia, can't get to sleep. A lot of issues. They're taking a lot of melatonin, trying to figure out a way. You're saying this is a natural way.
This is the best product I've ever seen.
Wow.
Now, I've used a lot of products in the past over the last 5 years to naturally boost the immune system, right? To naturally boost testosterone. Okay. And if you're talking about the Man's Edge, for example, you know, there's some very special ingredients in here. They have, let me just find it where they are here for you 1 sec. So you got fenugreek, which is proven to be amazing to naturally boost testosterone production. You got IGF-1, you got Long Jack, you got Tribulus, Testosterone, you got nitric oxide. And this combination is dynamic. I mean, I got guys that have low libido, right?
Yep.
Have a very difficult time getting an erection, okay?
Right.
Erectile dysfunction is a huge problem in men. It's a huge problem in marriages, okay? And guys that have this problem within a week are waking up in the morning excited like they're 18 years old again.
Totally changing.
That's unheard of.
Because the hormone.
It's because of the combination and the bioavailability.
Yep.
The way, 90% absorption is unheard of. And that is a third-party proven fact from, top labs in America. And the other thing about it is, which is wild, is that as men take steroids like TRT, it makes the testicles shrink because
Right.
your body recognizes this increase of unnatural testosterone. And so your own factories, which are the testicles, stop producing altogether. So now you're making the problem actually worse. But
Yeah.
you feel okay because you're taking this drug, right?
Right.
And what this product has done for every one of my clients that's male is their testicles are actually grown bigger within weeks of taking these products.
So
And I have every one of my guys on this stack that I'm doing right here. And of course, not everybody's on the same dose because everybody's a different size, different age, different, lifestyle, different output. So it's important that you take the product correctly for your size. Obviously, bigger men need more. Older men would need more. It just depends on how depleted are you. How low is your testosterone? I mean, we have people that have testosterone levels like below 200 and they're in their 20s.
yeah, that's not good.
And you really should be up like 800-900,000 if you want to be a stud in the gym.
So it's so important, folks. Once again, go to newtronicslabs.com/Roy Jones Jr. Use that promo code Roy Jones Jr. He's a champion. He's a champion. He's a champion. He's a champion. And he's done it in 4 different weight classes. Nobody else has done that. Nobody else will probably ever do that. It's incredible. So find out how to get feeling better, get revitalized. No low energy when you do this. So I just want to, Ron, I want to give you the final word. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming on and sharing this, because you're doing this because you know and you believe in, and you see the difference it's doing in your life and others.
Absolutely. Our goal is to make men again. This is the problem. Men have been feminized in America and in Canada. It's very, very sad. It's destroying our nations. It's making our nations weak, and it's affecting marriages. It's affecting children, right? So we want to make men again by making them masculine like they're supposed to be, with proper levels of hormones in their body. And I believe you can be all you can be naturally. You don't have to do all the drugs, right? Be all that you can be.
Natural.
Used to be a slogan for the Army, right?
Yep.
And these are all natural products. They're steroid free, no side effects. Men, if you're even thinking about it, you need to try this product. You can't lose. There's a 30-day money back guarantee. I'm not going to put my reputation on the line to promote something. I've never become the brand ambassador of any company before. Roy Jones Jr. has never become the brand ambassador of a company promoting anything to help with testosterone issues. And Roy and I have tried everything on the market that's reputable and expensive, and none of it works like this. You just can't lose. And this is what men need today. They need to become men again.
Guys, you heard what he said. Do what Ron said. Go. You can't lose. You can't lose. It won't hurt you because it's all natural. Find
100%.
out how you can be the man God intended you to be. And I want to thank you, Ron, so much for coming.
My pleasure.
It's been an honor to be with you, and keep up the good
work,
work,
Pastor.
Keep training these people. Let's get them healthy. All right.
Absolutely.
All right, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this segment, and I really do. Check it out. Find out how you can. And you heard it's not just for men. There's other products for men and women. So find out all about it. Go right now to newtronicslabs.com/Roy Jones Jr. Promo code Roy Jones Jr. And you'll be glad that you did. God bless all of you. I'll see you next time.